Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Soundbites for Immigration Success. My name is Monica O'Brien. I am the manager at CAPIC of Education and Stakeholder Engagement. We bring you this podcast series so you can get to know your fellow colleagues, hear their challenges and successes, and hear some of their advice, hopefully that you can take back into your own practice and your field of immigration. I have with me today Burcu Akyol. Hi, Burcu. How are you?
Hi, Monica. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. Burcu, tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you, or I guess, what made you want to become an immigration consultant?
Sure. Well, I immigrated to Canada in 2017. It was November 2017. It was a decision we made in our late 30s. So we were already established back home, had our careers and everything. But I always wanted new challenges in life, and starting a new life in a new country gives you this opportunity to change your career path. And this led me to become an immigration consultant. Um, During my own PR application, I worked with an RCIC, and for several reasons, I took a very active role in the process. And this made me see the complexities and the rewards of our profession. And I thought it was a field that not only fascinating, but also deeply personal. That's how I decided to change my career path.
So it was something that you didn't really plan. It just was organic and happened as you went through your own immigration journey.
Yes, it was. I was a school principal in Turkey, and at first I thought of like continuing my career. I was going to get another master's degree in education, and then I suddenly changed my mind, and I'm glad I did.
So when you look at your past career of education and administrator, and then compared to what you're doing now representing clients, do you see any similarities? Have you been able to take some of those
Yes,
skills and leverage them?
absolutely. That helped me start my own business, actually. Starting a business at the age of 40 is challenging and it's also exciting. And my previous career gave me a lot of advantages, I can say. Like I was able to develop skills, people, communication skills. And when you start a business at the age of 40, you bring a wealth of experience and this rich network and connections and a clearer vision for what you want to achieve in life. And I'm thankful that I had this, previous experiences in Turkey as an educator. These
You,
were invaluable elements, actually.
so many immigration consultants who enter the profession, it's often their second or third career. And it's really exciting now that we're at the stage of the profession where we have entities, programs such as Queen's and the University of Montreal, where the immigration program is actually taught. And I know you teach in one of the programs at Queen's. So it's so exciting now to think that the next generation may be just becoming right out of university straight into the profession. So it's
Mhm.
evolving. So you said you started your own business at 40 and you brought a wealth of skills. And there are also some challenges that come along with it. And having known you for a number of years, I've heard some of this. So share a little bit of some of the challenges that you've endured and maybe your way and how you've tackled them.
Sure. Well, one of the most significant challenges I faced at the start was establishing a client base and building my reputation in the market and gaining experience while trying to put my name out there was a tough part of growing my business. And then once I reached a certain level of business volume, it brought with it fixed costs like payroll, rent, which added another layer of complexity. So there are also ongoing challenges, and it's the maintaining that level of business, which is a great challenge because our field is influenced by many factors. beyond just doing a good job, right? It's about like we're navigating an ever-changing landscape. I call it a roller coaster, and staying updated with the new policies and everything, and continuously adapting to the conditions. So what I do is, first of all, I'm a CAPIC member. I'm a proud CAPIC member, and that helps me have a great network of like-minded people. I do my best to stay informed, offer high-quality services, and build strong relationships with clients. And this is an ongoing process, and challenges will never end. I had different challenges at the beginning, and having your own business, it's like, it keeps you awake at night, but it's very rewarding at the same time.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying, from finding your own clients in your own market and knowing which areas of immigration to specialize in. So, as a business owner, and I know you have a number of staff, and so part of your job is managing the business as well.
Mhm.
How do you stay engaged and focus on the actual work itself? Because I know that you love the challenges of complex files and you love the interaction with your clients itself. How do you do both the management of the business and sort of some of the hands-on connection with your clients?
Well, it is something that occurs naturally, I guess. The other day we were talking at KP Cafe, and I gave this example from the book that I read, The E-Myth. There are three personalities that we have: a technician, an entrepreneur, and a manager. We need to be all three of them to be successfully running our businesses. I'm an RCIC, and I have an active part in all the files that we're working on, and it's going to be like that forever. And also running the business is another essential part of being a business owner. So it just happens naturally. So I'm not sure if I could answer the question
Yeah,
well,
no,
but
yeah, it's one of those, you're right, it comes organically. And there are some people who really just prefer to be the manager, and they have great staff that can look after the files and or the higher other RCICs. I know you have one of the ways in that you really work to create a name and a network for yourself in your community is through social media. Tell us a little bit about your journey there and how you sort of manage that part of your work.
Well, I always liked using technology in my previous career as well. And I like social media. Nowadays, not in my personal life because I use it in my professional life a lot. I think it's sometimes too much, overwhelming. I mostly use Instagram and sometimes YouTube as a social media platform. And I do content marketing. We share good quality, reliable content regularly, frequently, and this just helped me to position myself as one of the authority figures in our field, like in the eyes of my potential clients. That's how I can enter their homes, Monica, and and to be seen as a trustworthy person that they can that can handle their immigration file competently. So that's how marketing helps me. Content
And
marketing, I can say more specifically.
and I know that as you said, you'd mostly use Instagram. And so what's your following up to now?
35,000. It's all
Wow.
organic. Mm-hmm.
And I know you use a lot of technology to help you gather your content as well. You've been really a leader amongst us in terms of embracing technology and not being afraid of it. And
Mm-hmm.
you've done many presentations on that. I guess I have a couple of more questions for you. And you're one of the very few immigration consultants, I would say, who actually made a decision to list your fees on your website. And I just wanted to ask you what was the genesis for that? What made you decide to put your fees on your website? And what has that meant for you?
Well, I thought about it a lot at the beginning before I published my fees on my website. Actually, my starting point was that I put myself in the shoes of a potential client. Because when I look for a service or a product, and when I visit a service or a company's website, I feel better when I see their fees. Because I never call to ask for any fees, and I feel more comfortable. And that's what I wanted to do. And we were getting so many emails asking for fees and everything. It was like a lot of time for us too. And I did a lot of reading about it, and there are like opposing views about putting fees on the website for consulting business, especially because if you do not publish your fees, you keep the right to adjust your fees like more freely, right? Actually, we still have this freedom because we tell the clients that if there are any complexities in your file, the fees may increase. We openly communicate this to the potential clients and when we have consultations. And so far, I've never had any problems. We saved a lot of time, and we're happy. I'm really happy that I did that.
Well, I mean, I'm excited to hear this, and for people who are listening in our podcast audience, it's one option that you can take, and as you say, Burcu, it's provided clarity for the client, ease for you because you can always refer back to your website, and it starts the communication.
Yeah, and they know that I do not lower my fees or increase my fees depending on the budget of the client. So we're transparent, and this I think adds to our strength.
So you've been an immigration consultant for 5 years now?
Yes, 5 years. We recently celebrated the 5th year of our company. It was so
Yeah.
exciting.
And I know you immigrated, was it in 2017?
2017. We arrived in November 2017.
And you in 2023 you also became a Canadian citizen, right?
Yes, well, it was, I guess, yes, 2020. I lost track of time. Yes,
Yeah, so
we became citizens as well.
it's crazy in really 5 years, 6 years, how much you accomplished. I'm really proud of you, and you really have done so much. My last question to you is, when you look back, is your wish, if you wish there's something that you knew differently, or I could phrase this in another way, when you think of your students that you teach and mentor at Queen's, what advice might you give to them that maybe that you didn't know in the beginning, or that you would tell them in starting off?
Well, luckily I feel good about the choices I've made so far, so there is not much I change. But for someone new in the field, my advice would be to focus on building a solid professional network right from the start. That's what I did with CAPIC. Because this job can feel really lonely if you're not part of a community. It's really important to have people around you who you can ask for advice, because even after many years in this field, it's really normal to sometimes feel like a beginner, right? So my advice would be become a CAPIC member.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. And we do this. We've heard a variety of advice from our other podcasters, including building a network. And of course, there's so much more, having the confidence and knowing your niche, and knowing if you want to be self-employed and which direction you want to go to. Burcu, I want to thank you for sharing your story and a little bit of your journey. It has been a pleasure to chat with you. Do you have any final words that you want to say?
Thank you, Monica. It's always a pleasure to chat with you, and I really had a good time. Thank
Oh,
you.
it's been a pleasure. Thank you to Burcu. Thank you to our audience. We hope that you enjoyed getting to know Burcu a little bit. We look forward to seeing you at the next one. Take care.